Welcome to game 2 of my Winterball season, as you can clearly see here with my fancy introduction screen. And I've already got the game loaded because I was doing a little batting practice with my actual pros and backyard kids, so hopefully that'll help me out a little bit in this game. I ended up just barely losing to my other human opponent in the first game of the season. And I found that Sean really can just mash the ball, and Dante I'm just going to have to swing grounder with because I couldn't get anything to go fair on line drive, and Sally just gonna hope for the best. I knew she was inconsistent, but didn't realize quite how inconsistent. We're ready for our next game. Our fielding setup should all be the same. Let's just make sure nobody is on some kind of horrifying good or bad day. Nope, everything's fine. I think our batting lineup is fine. We are on concrete this game, which is going to be interesting. I don't know if it's good yet, but we will see. He's got kind of he's got a great arm, but kind of slow in left field. Ken Griffey and Ichiro don't really want to hit it anywhere near either of them. Hilton and Mikey also both slow, but also with massive arms. They could end up just completely overthrowing Carlos at first base, but we'll see. And Shane on a little bit of a bad day, and Brad Radke on a little bit of a good day. Actually, a pretty good day. So don't really want to ground it to him in particular. So we will hope to not do that. And we're ready to go. And once again, the away team, which is good and bad. You end up getting one more at bat normally because assuming you're winning your game, you don't come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning if you're the home team. But that also ends up benefiting you when we do our calculations to see who actually won the game. So it's really just a toss-up at that point. A swing from Derek to start things off. I think even with Ken Griffey's strong arm out there, yeah, can pretty easily get to second. We'll stop there. So leadoff double from Derek. Now we've got our stud Julie coming up. Just foul. Hopefully you can actually hit the wall so Ichiro can't catch it. But yeah, that just shows off her power, of course. Okay, everybody go back. Okay, I kind of screwed up there. Probably ended up where I could have made it home, but I at least just got everybody back to their bases safely. And yeah, I think I want to keep trying line drive with Whitney until I'm shown otherwise, though I think she's just going to get out there. Yeah. Alright, well, we have 2 runners on base for 2 more very strong hitters, so as long as I can do something with one of these 2, we'll be off to a pretty good start. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Got a strike on the low inside corner, but didn't really want to swing at it. Was pretty sure that was a ball outside. 1-1. Lindsay crushes it. Nice, Lindsay. Obviously off that dang wall in left center. think we're still going to get all the way around. Yeah. So, nice inside the park home run from Lindsay Fogate. Puts us up 3-0. Francis Bluer is now up. A very strong hitter. Yeah, that was not a great pitch to swing at. And I can't quite use the speed boost technique to get her to first base on time. So I think that one was just a poor swing on my part, but that's okay. Got Dante up. I'm going to be trying to force it to ground the ball. Well, kind of hit it right up. Alright, so his grounder was really just a line drive straight at Brad Radke, so Brad Radke caught it. And that will do it for us in the top of the first. My pitcher Julie is a little tired from her accidental rundown last inning, but should still be okay pitching for a while. And they've got Brad Radke leading off, and he's just attempting a bunt so far. Especially with his boost today, he could definitely get away with getting on base off of a bunt, or he could whiff horribly at a left hook and go back to the dugout. And our second hitter was Ichiro, who doesn't have a ton of actual power, but has a good line drive swing, and if he makes contact and the ball hits the ground at all, he's got a good chance to just run out a base hit. Something like this. We'll see if Tina can make this throw. Yeah, wow. Nice throw from Tina to put Ichiro out at first base on the grounder in front of the plate. And that will bring up Mikey Thomas with 2 outs and nobody on. So, worst he could do is get a home run, obviously. Anything else is very manageable with his speed in particular, but he also does have the power to just blast one out of here sometimes. Okay. He hit a line drive up the middle that I thought Julie was going to catch, but she didn't. And then I thought it was going to get past my middle infield, but my second baseman Francis got there and fielded it cleanly and made the throw to Sally. So we are doing good fielding wise, and up 3-0 going into the second. Just a little late, I think, on that fastball to Sean, who's leading off the inning. Well, a little bit too much of a pop-up from his line drive swing that time, and he's out with Ichiro fielding capably over in right field. That brings up Tina. Pulled her first swing just a little too far foul. I'm using just righty, and I'm using the open stance to try to get away with a grounder to the left side. They've got great arms on that left side, third and short, but with Tina's speed, I'm hoping she'll have time to get to first before they can make the throw. Also, she just whiffed terribly at an actual strike, so well, that was pretty good. Run, Tina, run! Run, Tina, run! Gosh! Got her out by a step. Brad Radke with that speed boost. It's just a little too much for me fielding at pitcher. That brings up Sally. Might have been a good pitch to hit on the inside edge, but took it. Trying a line drive swing. Well, that might just be a funky enough. Nope. Man. Radke with another good fielding effort from pitcher on a dinky opposite way grounder, and tires the side with nobody on. We're expecting a little, I mean, it is the bottom of our order. Like, after those first 5, I definitely feel less sure about my hitters, but I feel like some of the time they've got to be able to get something going. Like, they're all good players. Anyways, on defense now, we've got Dunkel still pitching to Ken Griffey Jr., who we would prefer to strike out more than anything, and we got him. We do get to use our pitching power-ups, which would, for me, will mostly just be if I get a 100% juice and I need it. I'm not afraid to use that. But otherwise, probably won't need or care to use too many at the cost of stamina. And it's Maya Woodruff up second this inning for the Marlins. She is a 10 in batting in the game's ratings, but from my understanding and experience at least, is not actually a particularly strong hitter. She also just never made contact with the ball, so we won't get to verify that right now. So 2 strikeouts this inning for Julie, and we've got Jim Kiley up at the plate. He is pretty similar to Tony Delvecchio, for those of you more familiar with the Backyard Kids. He's got, I think, identical ratings and maybe a little more power and a little less contact, and a very similarly strong arm, and doesn't have the kind of height advantage of Tony, so a lot of us have taken to playing Tony at like first base because he's tall, and none of the hard throws will at least go over his head. They might just kind of clobber him in the head, but anyways, we've retired Jim Kiley. Another strikeout, our 4th of the inning, or 3rd of the inning, 4th overall, sorry. And that will bring up the top of our order again to hopefully at least these guys can replicate what they did the first time around. Yeah, took the first pitch strike, that's okay. I'd really like to wear Brad Radke out. Get somebody else on the mound. Derek with a nice line drive, but right at Ken Griffey, and can cut it out in deep center field. That is pretty annoying, but that will happen. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was a strike. Didn't think it was at the top of the zone there, but wasn't really where I want to be hitting the ball. Yeah. Switch Julie to a line drive swing with 2 strikes now. At least get her to first base. And I guess this is as good of a time as any to test out Shane's arm. Julie is a little tired, so this is concerning, but alright, we're fine. Oh man, I can probably make it to 3rd on a steal too. Let's see if I can pull Mikey off the bag and steal 3rd as well. That was not a great throw from Shane. That one was close. Shane made a better throw, but with his bad day, we're going to be able to do things like that. Well, that was just a misclick. I was trying to switch my stance back over and ended up just swinging at the ball. I thought that one was high, but it was not. Yeah, I'm really struggling with most of this team, other than Derek, Julie, and Lindsay, so. And I really just had to focus on making sure Lindsay got safely to first base there, unfortunately, so I did not manage to advance Julie. If that had been a fair ball, we would have been in great shape on that line drive down the third baseline, but alas, pulled it just a little bit. And this time that slow ball. I got a little lucky on that steal. Shane made the throw to third. And I was able to basically sneak Julie in. And now we're going to go ahead and get Lindsay to third, so pretty much any actual successful hits, I will be able to bring her home. Always a little risky with the big swing spot there, but I'm trying to take some pitches. Though if Francis walks, our next man up is Dante. I think that would have been a ball. God. This game is pretty much going exactly like the last game, as in not particularly great. And it's just weird to, and even my other seasons, to be able to get hits with very, very bad players, while I'm struggling to hit with people like Sean and Dante that are more established. The other team has Shane Smith leading off. With his bad day, I don't think it was actually impacting his batting or running, but it didn't matter. He had a little short line drive over to the left, and Dante fielded it cleanly and made a pretty nice throw. So we'll bring up Carlos Delgado, their first baseman. Whiffs at a first pitch slow ball on the inside. Yeah, we're just going to throw another slow ball. Save Julie's juice for when she hopefully comes back up again soon. Well, that was a classic fielding flub. First I thought the AI was just going to go over and catch it for me, but then they, decided not to. So that let Carlos reach on what it could have been an easy out, but that's alright. Todd hits a pretty hard line drive, but right at Derek Jeter, who makes the catch and wasn't able to catch Carlos before he was able to tag up at first base. So no double play, but got another out, and we've got Brad Radke back up at the top of the order. He hits a little pop-up that Tina catches successfully. So they got their first hit of the game, but no real damage done. And we're back with our bottom four of the lineup, unfortunately. So I think my best strategy here is still to try this closed grounder swing with Dante. That was a good swing. If he gets out here, I don't know what else I can do. Wow. Mikey just gunned that ball over from third base, but I was still able to get Dante on. And it should be a pretty easy steal of second base from here. And then we will hope to get a good hit going with Sean. And take this first pitch to get that steal. Looks like I managed to tire Dante out, or is he just not as fast as I think he is? Yeah, I took away some of his stamina. Guess I was sprinting to first. I don't think I needed to, and didn't really intend to, but oh well. Alright, down to an 0-2 count after a high and inside hook. Another nice swing from Sean, but I think Ichiro is in fact going to catch it in right field. Just keeps hitting it right at people. That will never really help you get hits unless they can flub the ball. I was pretty sure that was a strike, but kind of intentionally taking it. Also, I should just be in open stance, I think. Couldn't quite get a hold of that one, and now I have to stop being picky and just try to make contact with the ball if I can. Didn't make contact on that. It's just crazy ball, right? And Tina pops it up right at Brad Radke, and he makes catch. Alright, Sally. If you could get me up to at least 5 here, I would be very happy with you. Ugh. Foul ball on a pitch down the middle. Maybe should have switched to squared, but that one's ball. Bringing us to 1-1. It's a good pitch to hit, but couldn't do anything with it. Another good pitch to hit. Fouled it off too. And the grounder right at Mikey for, oh, they made the throw back to second instead. So at least we're going back to the top. If Derek can get a hold of one like he has in the past, we might be able to bring some of these folks in. I don't think I want to try stealing third with Dante's stamina a little depleted already. That could be a mistake. Oh, if I can draw a walk, then it doesn't matter. And I'll have Julie up, so a little off on that one, despite it being right down the middle. Ugh. If that ball had just been a little bit to either side, that would have been exactly what I wanted, but he lined it straight at Mikey. And Mikey caught it. I can't seem to bring any more runs than that in. I guess, I mean, these defenses are pretty solid, but feeling like I should be, and I know I need to be scoring more runs, so it's a little frustrating. Julie comes all the way over from pitcher to field that one on the first base line, and with her speed is able to reach first base before Ichiro can. Did have the benefit of, starting closer to first base, of course. Uh-oh, high pop-up. Crap. Well, I misfielded that one with Lindsay in center field, of course, so it then bounced over the cans in left field, and Mikey got a double. So that's our first base runner in scoring position of the day. And I have to actually really try to keep Ken Griffey contained now. If I start giving up runs, then it's just going to be over. Come on. Well, that wasn't exactly what I would have wanted, but no, Sean. God, freaking hell. Wow, so we actually managed to get the out at home after some poor relays, but then a strong throw from Francis as the cutoff woman. And that leaves just Ken on third base. He was able to advance all the way to third. And we are hopefully able to field this cleanly. Alright. So thankfully did not give up any runs at least. and some theoretically strong hitters up. Really need to figure something out for these last 2 innings. Man, I cannot time the slow ball. Or the slow-mo, I mean, not the slow ball. Seems like such a juicy pitch to just hit, but don't quite have it right now. And also swung at a ball that was outside the zone. And totally mistimed that one. So, yep, this is going well. This is going well. So after that embarrassing strikeout from Julie, that will bring up Whitney Singh. They do bring Carlos Delgado in to pitch, who has a very annoying throwing motion, but on the plus side is going to be a lot worse than Brad Radke was at fielding his position. Just doesn't have the speed. And that allowed us, well, I think it was just the location, but we were able to have Whitney reach first base safely on a grounder to the right. And I'm intentionally taking this pitch to steal second. Based on that one, it looks like we could also steal third, but we'll see what this pitch looks like. Alright, well, that wasn't particularly pretty, but the ball bounced right in front of Todd at shortstop, and I was able to get Whitney just barely back to second base in time. We're going to take this first pitch to get both of them into scoring position. And the AI at least respects Francis's power. I was hoping and praying that was a ball, and it was, so we're at 1-1. Dang. Yeah, Francis has a bit too wide of a swing spot here. Little pop up, actually a really good spot for it because nobody was really ready to field it. And we're going to end up with runners on second and third again. And try to have Dante make a weak enough contact to get himself to first base. Oh, Ichiro just barely managed to throw him out. That's annoying. Yeah, really hadn't wanted to hit it to Ichiro, but my Woodruff at second base seemed to just kind of run away from the ball. Our last hope this inning is for a nice swing from Sean. I guess not necessarily our last hope, but we need him to make some good contact if possible. Man, all these hooks from Carlos are very tough to read, combined with his throwing motion. Got to take a couple pitches, bring the count up to 2-1 for Sean. And that one just kind of happened to hit the right gap, and nobody really fielded it until it got out to Ichiro in right field. And so that allowed us to bring home, and I'm trying to remember who was on base even. I think Lindsay. Couldn't quite get away with running home on that throw to third. It was a little too strong, combined with Mikey's good arm at third. So we advanced Sean to second, and that was it. And then we hit a grounder to third with Tina, and Mikey didn't want to make the throw over to first, so we now have bases loaded for Miss Sally Dobbs. Fouls off the first pitch, as is her wont. She tends to foul off a lot. Took a ball inside on the second pitch. Walk would be nice, though it's tough with her not great reading of the zone and her tall strike zone herself to begin with. That was the second strike there, so just kind of got to swing at anything close. Fouls off the pitch down the middle. Ryan's foul, pitch down the middle. Come on, Sally. I need this from you. From open stance, she crushes it off the right field wall. And we were able to score both Francis and Sean, I believe it would be. Whew. Alright, that was weird, but it worked out, so I will take it. And that brings up Derek Jeter with 2 on and 2 out. And especially with this first pitch of ball, I'm going to take this steal of third with Tina. And we will steal with Sally on this pitch. So we're actually just gonna swing. Ah, dang it. I didn't really anticipate the fact that Mikey would just be able to throw out Sally. So yeah, I should have taken that pitch and let Sally get to second base, and then at least, yeah, that was just terrible. Probably sacrificed a few runs there. So right now we are at our same score as last game, 8-0. And hopefully in the top of the 6th we will be able to pull out a few more. I don't even remember who our first batter was, but it's a grounder up the middle that Julie was not able to field at pitcher, but our stacked middle infield of Derek and Francis were able to make the play. Francis this time. And that brings up Shane Smith, who strikes out on 3 pitches, giving Julie her 5th strikeout of the game. And that brings up the current pitcher for the Marlins, Carlos Delgado. We do have a more juice now. Nobody on our team really needs it right now, so we will just be holding it just in case. And Carlos, who had reached for their first hit on just a dinky pop-up that I couldn't field, this time grounds it right at Julie, and she makes a play. And she will be leading off for us in this final inning with Whitney up after her, and then our Lindsay Francis combo. He'll take that first pitch ball. You hit her in the foot! The ball hit her in the foot. Seriously, Carlos? It's just rude. Yikes. Another janky hook that was tough to read, but ended up being really low, so I'm glad I didn't swing at it. I'm gonna just keep taking these, I guess. Julie is not really who we want to be drawing walks with, other than her speed. Yeah, that one looks low too. Alright, so a 4-pitch walk on 1 hook that looked like it hit Julie in the foot, and 3 that were just below the strike zone. And that will allow Julie to reach first base, which will quickly turn to second and third base. We are going to have to take these pitches with Whitney, but that one looks like a ball again anyways. It was. Julie might have been able to just make it to third too there, but we can do one at a time. Maybe this will be the inning where we put it all together and just tear this defense up, but probably not. Alright, now with Julie on third, we've got green light for Whitney to start swinging. And she made good contact, but it looks like Ken is in fact going to be able to catch it in center field. And I probably could have made it home with Julie, but not sure. We'll see what Lindsay can do. Yeah, that is a strike on the inside, low inside corner, but didn't feel like I could do much with it, so I just took it. We'll swing at that one though. Oh man, Ken's gonna be able to catch that too. Well, this time we're coming home with Julie, make sure we get our run. So, we at least did slightly better than last time, but it's just not going, none of these games are really going the way I would like them to. Well, now we finally broke open some of their defense with Carlos at third base. Not entirely scared of his ability to make that throw. That's a ball. Oh man. And as I say that, Mikey just throws two straight strikes that I couldn't tell if they were strikes or not. Jammed us inside, but the ball hit the ground, so we were able to make it to first. Not a particularly pretty swing or result. Well, fine enough result from Frances, but would expect more from her. Yeah, everything's a strike right now. Mikey is locating his pitches well. Just managed to foul that one off with Dante. 2 strikes and 2 outs. Not exactly what we want to be in. But just gotta swing and hope. I made it to first, but then kept running. But then they made a bad throw. Okay. Okay, we got lucky. Radke must be a little tired. I don't know. I did not expect that. But I was clicking so hard to make sure I made it to first on time that I kept running with Dante, but then Brad Radke decided to be safe and try to make the throw to third, and a bit of a rundown ensued, but they never actually tried to get Dante out, so we were able to get him to second base even. Now, I was trying to swing close dance with Sean to rip one down the left field line, but instead I have to stop being picky with 2 strikes and swing at any strike, but that one was definitely not a strike. Mikey, when did I feel like I did not strike out that many times, but they've had a lot of different power-up pitches. Mikey saved this fireball for the very end and got me. I was not prepared to swing at that. Unfortunately, we were only able to bring in the 1 more run. I could give Dante juice, but I don't even think it matters, so hopefully we can continue our defensive prowess and not give up any more runs. Sally decided to run and hide instead of catching the ball at first base from a not actually that hard throw from Frances, and that allowed Todd to reach first base safely before I could get anybody there. It's alright, it's alright. I dare you to try to steal second base, Todd. And Brad Radke goes down to an 0-2 count. And I'll switch to a hook for hopefully the final strike, and it was. And I guess we could be using power-up pitches with Julie, and then use our more juice, but if they actually hit the power-up pitch, then we could be in trouble, so... Alright, just make the play, make a play. There we go. Well, that was a dumb play in front of the plate, and Mikey crushes the ball, then I'll feel like an idiot. But yeah, none of these particular power-up pitches inspire confidence in me, so Ichiro very well might try to steal here. I'm not actually sure I would be able to throw him out with Tina. I could consider putting somebody else back there, but... Alright, made the catch with Dante. Got our... okay, but kind of embarrassing 9-0 win. And don't believe my human opponent this week has played their second game, so I won't know the result yet, but that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, everyone.